This is a channel message from our Lyran friend and guide Ismun of the Inandi. My impression is that she wants to tell us something about the current status of the energetic grid of the planet, but I also noticed that it was 9/11 or the 11th of September once I looked down, and I've always wondered a bit about the numerological significance of this date. As you know, the Berlin Wall also came down on 9/11. That is to say, in Europe, we do the logical thing and put the days ahead of the months. So that was the 9th of November. And I also remember, I think the Allende government in Chile came down on September 11th, 1973. So it is sort of a date with a type of ominous significance to it, and let's just once we have them, let's just hear what they have to say about that too. Oh, you sweet human being, strong and fierce and loving. I, Ismun of the Anandi, Lyran, Star Warrior of the first degree, champion in many a conflict and test in this and other lifetimes. I come through to extend to you my unconditional love, peace and understanding, guidance and acceptance. This day you ask me, before I deliver that pertinent message which I have asked to deliver, first I will explain to you why it is ordered so that you seem to perceive in your calendar specific times connected to that numerological value you assign to them. That is, to be more specific, the numbers 9 and 11 connected to significant cataclysmic events in interpersonal relationships. Notice and know that it is a tearing down and a bringing forward of the new that you find in the number 9, the number of completion, that number that absorbs the other numbers before it into that flexible dynamic unit of the 9, broken down into so many different relationships and patterns between it, the 3 times 3, the 4 and the 5, the 6 and the 3, the 7 and the 2, 8 and 1, all these patterns it holds within it. It is uncontrollable in its ability to give life and bring forward new experiences, shapes, expressions, dilemmas, forces to be resolved. The number 11 is that energy of the portal, that energy of the other world, that energy of the 2 pillars posed between each other, opening up to a framework of a new reference, opening up to a new world of wonder exposed in the sun that lies beyond it. It is the breaking down of structures. It is the tumbling of walls. It is that energy which you know as the tower in the tarot. It is that coming down of what was once erect, and that rising up of what was once ruinous. Everything runs in cycles, and so notice that the doings of individual humans on your planet is orchestrated by the greater fluctuations within that human collective consciousness that determines the thoughts and perceptions possible to hold yet for you as a species, that determines much as a personality unto itself, its attitudes, its moods, its sentiments and perceptions, in a constant struggle to adjust itself to those currents, energies, desires flowing through it. Now I give to you my loving message. Beam to you from aboard that starship which I inhabit, that sits approximately above the Rock of Gibraltar, opening up to that wider grid of spaceships that are surrounding your Mediterranean coast on both aspects, opening up this ocean to guide new energies into that place that has so long been a type of boiling or heating chamber for cultures and exchanges on your planet. I am beaming down this energy into this area, but from this area into the wider energetic grid surrounding your planet. Realize that this energetic grid is quite complex and has protected you for a long time from many species. What happened was that it was removed after you gained access to some of those technologies which would in short time allow you to gain insight into the substratum of material reality, and then into perceiving yourself and understanding yourselves as much situated in the non-physical as the physical. That is to say that for a long time, approximately in your timeline, again between the year 1943 and the years 2018, you were highly exposed to different galactic vibrations, your planet having been opened as a type of free-for-all exploratory universe, a type of observatorium, even a place where you could go to strike up certain bargains and contracts with certain human species or certain human spirits and energies in order to further enrich your own experience. This was undertaken, for instance, by a race such as the Mantis that you are to some degree also connected to through your worship of types of antenna-like transmissions in those technologies you know as wireless. I would remind you that this grid then began undergoing a type of swift, rapid upgrade by many of those watcher entities that guard over you. It is in this version of the planet, this timeline, and the adjacent ones that we find ourselves on, that this type of Merkaba-like grid that is being activated around your heart has first been activated around the planet, because notice that within your heart sits the energy of the entire planet unto itself. You are that landscape within that you perceive without. You are that rich treasure trove of vales and valleys, mountains and peaks, rivers, streams, lakes, and vast expanses of ocean. All those things you hold inside you. And inside you is where you will have to go to find the strength to return outside to this world again. Notice that your world is quite literally on fire. One of those areas that has been used to transmit quite a lot of soothing, dreamlike information to the rest of the planet through that focal point that you call Hollywood, but also in that area and state known as California itself. Many energies were developed and congregated that were then brought back to the world. Now it is that ecocide which reigns and is being transmitted to the rest of the planet, quite literally. The sunset in this place, far removed by, we believe, 8,000 kilometers from those fires, even here, was yesterday far redder, far more red than it used to be. Its rays being colored by those particles of ash rising from the fires, raising the lands of the new world as it is known, though it is as old as this one and might better be known as the vertical continents opposed to that horizontal line that spans the width of Eurasia. All the continents, their energies are acting out. Understand that these areas too have personalities, and that these personalities too are undergoing strange and violent currents by the fact that your planet as such is shifting your vibration. And so we advise you in those times where you do see your material environment acting up and acting out, to turn your attention to those rays of light and beams of reconstructive energy that is being fed into your planet by that sacred grid posed around it, and being heightened, kept up, maintained, expanded, and ever more harmonized by those technological mantras that we use to compose those grids. That is to say, we use the sacred vibrations inherent within the harmony of this cosmos to soothe this transition of yours and to bring you forward into more realized realities. That is to say, realities in which you do not find this sense of lack or want for something indefinite to enter into your life and fill it up with meaning. It is that meaning that is entering. It is that meaning that is finding you, and it is doing so by calling out your inner energies and bringing them alignment with the cosmic energies. And it is doing so by confronting you with an environment that is no longer functioning And by this we mean socially, politically, environmentally, on every aspect. You will have to discover within yourself what is this alignment that is calling out from you. What is this alignment that is calling out for me? What is this alignment that calls out for understanding between each and every one of us, our species as all species? And bring yourself to that place, and then act upon it with love and with the intention of creating what you do not know, and with the recognition that there is a joy in this creation, even on the backdrop of disasters far and wide. We of the Galactic Alliance, keeping a close eye on this planet, I of the Lyran star family, the Anandi, I, Ismun, Star Warrior, I extend my protection to you, I extend my guidance to you, and first and foremost, I extend my undying, unconditional love to each and all of you. May you be blessed on this day of your time, sweet humans.